My chickadee chee, or my chickadee chew, I do declare that it's me and you. Tonight on the stream, we'll look so right, we'll feel so good, we'll get into a fight, and then everybody's gonna say, what? Why, this is spectacular, but I've tried a lot of butts before, and let me tell you, this is spectacular, sir. That's what you say. This butt is good. This butt is fine. This butt is gay. This butt is what? This butt's my way of saying thank you for watching today. This is my butt. Okay, you're right. It's actually my face. My butt is more round. I was lying when I told you this was my butt. And that's my fault. Don't worry, I'll be back in a second once I fix this problem. I'm not gone. I'm just invisible. Remember that. Even when you can't see me, I will be there, trying to fix this issue. Isn't that wonderful? Look, there's Rachel. She's over there with trouble. You can't see trouble. There I am, in all of my beauty. All 6 pints of it. I've got 6 pints of beauty. Yeah, I've got 6 pints of beauty. That's plenty of pints. High waist and long. You know what we're gonna do right now. As we're doing this thing, we're gonna do a thing called open boxes that we got in the mail. Oh yeah. We're gonna open one box and we open another. Hey, look what's in this one and his brother. And here's a 3rd box, let's open it too. And just when you think we're done with box opening, you're wrong, 'cause then we got boxes 4 and 5, and then we'll be done with box opening. So yeah, we got some boxes to open here. Boxes from the ether, I like to call them. In this analogy, you're the ether, you see. That allows you to attain a Santa Claus-esque anonymity that everybody's totally looking for. The robust Santa Claus anonymity that everybody's totally looking for. Okay, now we're cooking with gas, right? There I am. I exist. You exist. We exist together. What more can we want from a live stream? Nothing. That's all there is to get from one. Okay. So what was the title of this stream again?
The exact stream you want.
This is the exact stream you want. This is what exactly you've been waiting for. Whatever topic you thought you wanted to hear is either going to be discussed in this stream, or you're going to realize in this stream that that was the topic you wanted to discuss all along, actually. One of the two. And you got to be watch out here. Periodically you'll discover that the sky turns rather abruptly into road. You're going to want to watch your step right about here. Okay, that. There. That's better. Eric, were you being silly? I was being silly. You caught me, I'm sorry. Maybe we should make this picture go sideways instead. What do you guys think? Who's in favor of going sideways? Because if we go sideways, then we can imagine, instead of people taking a helicopter up from the road, that we are instead animals traversing the desert and continuing to cross the road in an infinity loop trap of some sort, you know. So it makes more intuitive sense for us to stay on ground level. The issue is this, you know, be careful not to bump into this fence that just pops up out of nowhere periodically, okay? You gotta watch out for that one. It's a bad fence. Okay, so anyway. Hi, Rachel. Yes, I am well. I have unexpected and welcome company, so I've been offlining. Well, is it the company of the community, or is it company independent of the community? And if it's of the community, you don't want to name any names, I get that. That's fine. But, you know, if you feel like addressing that general query, that would be intriguing to know the answer. So as you can see, I'm a desert creature, and I'm trying to get to the safety of the desert brush. I mean, this way. Oh, phew! I made it across the street without any cars. Oh no, wait! Where's the edge? I was already across the street, now I'm running the other direction. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, finally I got to the other side. Now no cars are gonna go. Wait, where'd the side go? It's like Frogger, where there's never a Frogger that ever gets to the other side. My children's father and former ESTP arrived to spend time with us, and we're eating like crazy. I assume by eating you mean humping. Oh yeah. How about if I put it like there? There, now we're safe. Running across the desert. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, there's the road again, but at least I'm high above it. High above it. Whew. Back to the desert for a while. It's delightful out here in the desert. Oh, yeah, good. More desert. There's a strange line there, but that's fine. Just running in the desert, just running along, and everything seems fine. Cause I already crossed that road. Wait, there's that road again. What happened? I already crossed that road. That's what's happening right now. When ESTP stopped by the house, Winston's mom showed up at the door in her nightgown and said, "Why, hello. How you doing?" Like that. Hi, Lich. Lich. You know, your parents, when they named you Lich, they should have thought, the problem with it is that it rhymes with the B word. Namely, birch tree. And so you're going to be teased for your name. Rachel and I saw a lady at the store today. She had a name tag on. Here's a name you don't hear very often. And yet, it's kind of a common name, right? Leslie. Leslie. You don't know about a lot of Leslies in the world, right? How many Leslies do you know? Not that many. 4, 5, a million? Not that many. You probably know more Julios than you do Leslies. You probably know more Mikes than you know Leslies. I asked him specifically to say "good evening" in a Dracula voice, like this: "Good evening. Welcome to my castle. Please come in. Is that garlic you've got?" "Yeah, I brought some cloves of garlic in case You didn't have any when you were serving spaghetti. Okay. You've not heard about vampires and garlic? Heard what? We've never heard of that. Not sure. Would you tell you guys like garlic too? Okay, honest mistake. Fine. Actually, we're very allergic to garlic. Could you please dispose of that outside? Oh, my bad. I am so sorry. I had no idea. It's okay. Not everybody knows. Just that's fine. Understandable. Honest mistake. Okay. Thank you for disposing of that. Sorry, no problem. What are you doing? Oh, just organizing my crucifixes. Okay. You know those things give me the heebie-jeebies, right? Do you have a phobia of crucifixes? You could call it that. Again, it's pretty common knowledge that we vampires are not big fans of these, you know. Really? I had not heard. I thought you guys were like. I mean, you're all just people, right? I mean, the only thing you have in common is that you call balls and strikes at baseball games. Oh, I see. No. You're thinking about umpires. Oh, what are you? I'm the blood-sucking undead. Oh. So that's why everybody got upset when I stabbed that guy at my kid's Little League game in the heart with a wooden stake. Right, yeah. That's supposed to be the vampires you do that to, not the umpires. Well, you learn something new every day. Incidentally, I want to suck your blood. You do? Yes. Oh. I thought that was bats. Yeah, they're named after us. We came first. We were the blood-sucking innovators. They copied us. Ray Liotta's dead?
No way.
Wow. Well, we had a really interesting, I probably mentioned it before, but we had a really interesting incident at the supermarket in which first we saw this thing on, I don't remember what the first one was, but we saw someone on somebody, and I said, "Oh, are they dead, or is that person dead, or something?" And
We have Paul McCartney.
oh, was it Paul McCartney was the first one? Okay, I wasn't sure if he was the first one. So we saw this thing on Paul McCartney. It's like basically Paul McCartney. It looks like it's an in memoriam kind of thing, but it's not technically. It's just meant to look like that and get you to think he's dead and then want to buy a magazine about him. And then I'm like, oh, is he dead? And Rachel, in unusual fashion, got snuggy with me. And it was like, I don't know, is ABBA dead? And she points to this other magazine that has the same thing for ABBA. And I had to super laugh at that because not that long before that, I had pulled something like that on her with something she had said. So it was nice to have sort of instant karmic comeback there. But then, and the first one was the Queen. I knew the first one wasn't Paul McCartney. The first one was the Queen. I said, "Is the Queen dead?" And
I didn't. I don't think I even heard.
I think you.
Is she dead?
Maybe it wasn't the Queen. Is the Queen dead? If the Queen is dead, then this doesn't make any sense. But I think it was the Queen. I don't think she's dead. And I said, "Is the Queen dead?" And Rachel's like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, is Paul McCartney dead?" And she said, "No, is ABBA dead?" There's another one right here. And then I'm like, ah, that's funny, you got me there. And then And then we looked at this other one, and it said Ellen's sad final days.
Yeah, that
And
really
I'm
did.
like, surely Ellen's dead. Nope, she's not dead either. All those magazines were trying to suggest that the person was dead, but they're not really dead. Alright, I want to share with you another incredibly interesting observation I made today. Pretty important observation, I think, too. So, back in 1989, when I went to high school, I was a senior in high school, the drama people, during my high school years, put on Annie, and they put on Grease. Now, here we are, 30-something years later, okay? 33 years later. The Temple City High School drama department is putting on Annie. And I've seen them before put on Grease. So, think about this. When I was in high school in 1989, we put on those plays. And now it is 33 years later, high schools are still putting on those plays. But it is not the case that 33 years before my high school, people were putting on those same plays. And the question is, well, why no new plays? I guess. Why the same plays? Well, it could be answered in a number of ways, right? It could be answered, Grease and Annie are particularly well suited to put on as plays at schools because they don't have anything too controversial in them, and yet they're appealing to teenagers, and there's a lot of good reasons to think that they're good plays, but they're not the only plays that one can conceive of putting on.
It's not.
There are a lot of plays, and yet those ones are still being put on.
Oh.
And in 1959 or 56 or whatever, they were not putting on Grease and Annie because they didn't exist yet. Now, if you were going to think of plays that you could put on that might be good replacement plays for Annie and Grease, well, the thing is, Rachel and I she was saying Hamilton,
Yeah.
but because it's still on Broadway, they have to pay a whole bunch to do a production of it right now. The high school would. So I hadn't thought about that aspect of things. But another one that would come to mind would be like the Book of Mormon, but that's probably too saucy for high school. They'd have to edit it a lot probably. And even then it's a little bit too controversial for your average high school admin to go, yeah, let's do this, But another way to look at it is that the total amount of interest in plays has gone down, and therefore there just aren't as many new plays out to justify finding replacements for Annie and Grease. It should additionally be stated that Rachel and I had some deep analysis about Grease in the car, which I will share with the audience. So Rachel had said that as a child she'd always objected to how Olivia Newton-John, what's her character's name? Sandy. Turned greaser for the guy. Like that he didn't love her the way she was, and she had to turn greaser for the guy. And I said, well, I had interpreted that a little differently. I kind of saw it as greaser virtue signaling. That because the greasers were looked down upon, she needed to show her boyfriend that John Travolta, whose character name was Danny. She needed to show Danny that she was willing to be and look like a greaser and be looked down upon as the greasers were, as a gesture, so to speak, but that she didn't intend to stay dressed like that indefinitely, that she'd go back to her regular outfits after that song, and it was just a way of addressing a legitimate possible complaint by Danny that his girlfriend's hanging out with this group of people that looks down on him and his group of people. And Rachel said, okay, that's the way to think about it too. I hadn't really thought of it that way. And my takeaway was, I bet people don't normally analyze it to that degree. It's not really meant to be. It's not really meant to be, like meaningful in that way. It's just for fun, right?
It is just for fun. All the songs are like bippity boopy bop.
He's the one that I want.
I'm sorry. Upset with me. Yeah, like zippity bop boppity bop bow.
You prefer Macbeth?
Macbeth is one that
Yeah, I mean, I like Grease too. I think Grease is great. It's a really hard film to dislike. It's a really hard musical to dislike. It's got good songs. It's got a relatable kind of archetypal teen story.
summer
Of
love.
young love, kind of a story that everybody relates to. Even if they're old, they still relate to their own experiences of young love and find youth in love again as they get old as well. So it's like it's resonant for everybody.
Totally. I totally like when I was younger and I saw that movie. I totally was like, oh my gosh, like Sandy's so pretty, and I thought that John Travolta, I thought they made like such a nice couple, and it was like couple goals, like as a teen, you just even the other side characters are so fun that even if you find Danny and Sandy to be stereotypical. Oh my goodness.
Sorry,
Are you alright?
I drank my coffee down the wrong tube. Oh.
That was a little scary.
Oh, that's disruptive. So Grease is definitely the kind of thing you should not make a sequel to.
But they did.
It's a complete story in and of itself. It doesn't lend itself to a sequel. It's not like they didn't finish the narrative in the first thing.
Right.
They didn't need two movies to tell that story. It's very much a forced concept, Like, what's a good example of a movie that it would be a terrible movie to try to make a sequel out of? I mean, Sophie's Choice comes to mind.
Oh my god, she has to like take another choice. I don't know. I've never seen the movie, so.
Sophie chooses again. So we'll take your other kid or your other kid. That's not really a choice. Okay, Look at this. A movie that shouldn't have a sequel. Fight Club. That's a good idea for a movie that shouldn't have a sequel. So, Mrs. Mom sent me some presents in the mail.
Oh my gosh. Is that a fart maker?
It's a butt head.
Oh.
But what I immediately want to do is draw a face on it. Yes, he makes a fart noise. Okay, well, we're not going to be able to use a fart noise very much. He makes multiple fart noises. This is some bait. Okay, well, I see uses for this guy. Okay, but probably not his fart noises very much. Although some of them might not sound so much like fart noises. It is pretty difficult to pull off any good joke with fart noises, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty fair rule of thumb. Let's see who else we got here. This is fun. This is like Christmas Day. Let me answer Titanic. Titanic would be a difficult one to make a sequel. You're right. I think that's a good choice there. That's an excellent one. And here's another one of these guys. He's the evil one, I guess. I like the drawability of face on him. That's my main takeaway of these guys is I can draw things on their faces. Here's the Black Knight. It's interesting the way that you gauge you gauge what you think I'm gonna like. I like getting these things, but some of them I like in and of themselves, and some of them I like for what I can do with them, right? Like, this is a thing I can do things with. I don't like the fart noises, but that's fine. I don't mean to be looking a gift horse in the mouth. I just think it's more interesting to engage with this process, like, honestly, rather than with just FE shit. I mean, I appreciate you sending me random shit all the time. It was fun, you know? Thank you.
Did you go on a risk of buttons? I'm sorry, Trouble. Mommy's gonna be laughing.
Are these parachutey guys?
Oh.
Ooh, now parachutey guys I'm excited about. Parachutey guys in 4 different colors. Parachute Squad. Parachute Squad is fantastic. Well, you know, the thing is, the best, well, put it this way. The gifts that I've gotten from Winston's mom that stand out to me as particularly awesome, the number one that comes to mind is Sasquatch. Sasquatch is fantastic. That's a high-end doll, too. It's like, I don't know if it was expensive or not, but it was, it articulates in lots of, like, all of its joints articulate. You can pose it in a million different ways. Sasquatch is great. And you know what? He's a really good friend, too. If you ever need something in the wilderness, you get stuck out there, Sasquatch is a good choice. Okay. This one I like better. Robot butt face guy I like better. Again, we can draw things on this. You know, he can be conflicted. See, this guy makes sense, right? Because he can be conflicted. He can insist, I can draw nipples on them. He can insist that these are breasts. Okay, and people will tell him that you drew those nipples on those butt cheeks. If they were really breasts, you wouldn't be able to show them on YouTube. This one immediately comes with some juicy concepts. Parachute Squad, I mean, look, I'm already envisioning some sort of hot air balloon accident, which requires Parachute Squad to come to the rescue. You know, we haven't taken trouble with that. That's going to be a tough question when there's a pressing need to do so. That's going to be a tough question as to what we're going to do about that. Because Trouble's not what you would call tame.
No, he's not.
He thinks he's engaged in a very equal relationship between equals, and maybe he's the boss. Yeah.
I think he thinks he's the boss.
Well, I think he understands that he's got to be kind of like, he expects us to treat him as an equal, but he respects the fact that, you know, we'll start a little way if we get mad or stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I like the alien one here. Don't stab yourself in the face. This guy makes better sounds. I like his sounds. He also comes with an outfit, a cape. I like the cape. I wonder if I could put this on some other doll too, you know. A bubble machine. There are 3 pulleys at the bottom, allowing your bubble machine to slide on a smooth surface like a car. Ooh. I mean, this one, we just go straight NI. We're obviously looking at bubble horse-drawn carriage ride or non-horse-drawn carriage ride for the girls. The question is, are the girls going to fit in this? Are the girls going to fit in this? That's the real question. Well, we can make them fit. So, like right here, on these fins, well, we can set them with their legs over these things. In the front, this is green, so you can't really see it that well. Well, I guess the last box must be for Rachel. Oh, so many presents and toys.
So many presents and toys. How fun.
Who can wear this cape? That's the real question. I don't think I can pull off this cape. But wow. Talk about something that is meant to be.
Oh my gosh. That fits her so well.
Look at that. Look at that. That's a perfect cape. Now granted, I have to put a little tie here, but it's even got little holes to make the tie there. This is Tiffany finally found her clothes. And they leave her no less fully exposed than before. Because look. Perfect. Look. That's perfect. Wow. What a perfect cape.
It is made for her.
It's perfect because she can bind her clothes and completely miss the point, right? It is absolutely purple too. What color would Tiffany possibly get but purple?
Totally.
I got purple, of course. That's the color of kings.
Oh.
Ah. Do you know that people can only make purple clothes by killing a very rare species of purple dinosaur and using their ink? It's true. That's why when I found this cape, I was like, score. You found it? Yeah, I was just sitting on the shelf of the store. I was like, score. Oh, you stole it.
So another finders keepers.
Yeah, well, Tiffany's definition of finders keepers and mine and other people's are somewhat different.
Would you do me the honor
Of what?
opening up the other box?
Oh, right, sorry.
That's alright.
Somebody's a little bit selfish. Could it be you, Eric? Could it be you? It could be. Could be me. Could be anybody, though, really. It's a mystery.
Ooh.
Rachel got some girl stuff.
Oh my gosh. I love glitter. How did you know Winston's mom? Thank you.
Isn't it interesting how perfectly that cape fits Tiffany in every single way imaginable?
It really does.
It's really serendipitous. What am I looking for? Oh, yes, these. So I don't think we're gonna make that steak, Rachel. Do you want me to barbecue? I mean, do you want me to microwave some of those one of those microwave things? Are you hungry or you have soup or something?
Yeah, I had soup. But so whatever you want. I was actually gonna ask if you want me to go and get you something.
You don't need to. Yeah, thank you, Winston Plum. You're a wonderful lady. But, like, first of all, I'm not good at these sort of things. How is it that I saw this and immediately thought, that's going to fit Tiffany perfectly?
And it does,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Better than I could have hoped. Like, perfectly. You know? I have it upside down. I have it upside down. Yeah. There. Perfectly. Absolutely perfectly.
It really does.
It's like she was made to fit into this thing. Yes, this is my new cape. Good news, everybody! I finally found my claws. So, not a lot going on here tonight in this live stream. I just wanted to share a few thoughts here and there. Is this a cop? We could use a cop. Oh, it's a scuba diver. Scuba diver. And oh, Egyptian pharaoh butt guy. Please be racially insensitive. Good. That's reasonably racially insensitive.
Yeah, I was just.
Not too bad. You didn't do a terrible job there. That's your Egyptian guy. Hey, this guy's tagline is, hey, nobody comes into my pyramid and talks that way about my sarcophagus. That's where I draw the line. Not that one. You're supposed to play a song. Okay. You need to learn your lines. You're not saying your lines properly. But that's fine for now. You're new. You'll get the hang of it. Now, what is this thing? Well, this goes to this thing. This goes to the Bubble Mobile. You know, that can also go along with, you know, she found these two things together, I think, Tiffany did. The Bubble Mobile and the cave.
Yes.
Oh, that's like nerd show or something? I thought I was going to Let's come. I thought I was gonna go. I thought they were having almanac. But there was like these nerds hanging out and playing with things, and I was like, what's this purple cape? And they're like, that's like a costume? And I'm like, you shouldn't have left it there. And they said, why not? I'm like, because I found it. So, and then I found that bubbly car, and I was just like, this is a good place to go. Yeah.
Things like that make Tiffany excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Alright, all of you guys need to go into the children box. Don't you talk back to me. These are some sassy children. So tonight is a night of quiet reconciliation with the world's wrongnesses, injustices, and untruths. A time of a return to a gentler childhood where people had butts for faces. A return to a time when King Wolf Gaming was but the Prince of Wolf Gaming. A return to the time when Oliver Linehan was Oliver Linehan, before that simply known as Olive. And so one day he said, I've had enough of your attempted rapes, Brutus. Popeye, I don't want to have sex with you. I'm sorry. My name is Oliver. You've been getting it wrong this whole time. I've been letting you get it wrong.
Okay. I got it.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
oh, that's good urine.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
I'm on the road to urine. Urine town.
Oh, yes.
Ah. Ah, yeah. I know, it's absolutely perfect. Very serendipitous cape. I couldn't have custom ordered a cape that worked any perfectly or for Tiffany in that cape. And of course, she's going to have a new line of argumentation to justify things. They're all side. Capers, takers. Capeless, keepless. Are you wearing a cape? You don't have to get out here. I've got a cape on.
And it like still, it shows her butt, it shows her front. She's still, at her essence, not wearing any clothes.
Right, but when somebody tells her that, she'll say, excuse me, you pervert. I'm wearing clothes. Have you not seen my cape? Maybe she won't even call it a cape. Maybe she'll call it, like, she'll call it overalls. Did he not say my overalls? What do you mean you can see my body? She should call it a poncho. Good. Yes. King Wolf Gaming? You are correct. That's what she should call it. It's all ridiculous. A poncho covers all of you.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not a poncho. Oh, can you say it's a poncho? What do you think of it? A cape. Oh, that's like in geography. Okay? It's like the end of a continent. Like the Cape of Good News. Ever heard of that one? I've been to South America, okay? I talk to real Mexicans. But Tiffany, Mexico's in North America. Ohio, man. Huh. Later. Could you go like, I don't know, like have sex with an old man because they're trying to talk to her?
She's got a point.
Well, but Tiffany, I'm live streaming. They're having almond milk? Yeah, you can have some almond milk. Ah. All you gotta do to get Tiffany happy is give her some almond milk. I'm in Hollywood. I'm floating up in the sky. I want some almond milk. So I don't really have a whole hell of a lot going on here in the high energy kind of live stream that you might expect from an enthusiastic Eric, robust, bursting with his extroverted intuition, his zest, his flavor, that exuding of charisma that we've all grown to know and love. But I'm a little bit chill tonight because while I did take a few Adderalls today to complete this work I had to do with, I had to finish reading this book and talk with Jeffrey about it. I then took a Klonopin, and now I'm feeling this nice mix of like awake and to sleep and mushed out and chill, and it's like, hey, all the gack is gone. Once all the gack is gone, that's when the time to crab upon your physical sensations, Mom. Yeah, that time has passed. So, given the fact that we don't have a large attendance here and not a whole lot of prompting of Eric with queries, statements of provocative nature, or other discourse-inducing meagity-meows, I think I might strum the guitar for a little while. Maybe play a couple of songs. Maybe just make up a couple things. Maybe just doodly-dat a little bit. But in a way we can all participate. Anybody wants to throw out a line of lyrics or a concept for a song, I'd be happy to work with that as a guide and make a song accordingly. subject of the song, put it, and I'll make the song accordingly. It has to be a little further back from me. Still a little hot, and turn that to compression. Well, nobody's playing. Throw something out as I was hoping, so perhaps I'll go with that. Nobody's throwing nothing out. You ask for ideas and the well pulls up dry. When you ask for ideas and the well pulls up dry, that's the time you're gonna cry. Nobody's gonna play along with Eric's game. Nobody likes this nonsense. Everybody's like rolling their eyes. Go ahead and return to Boston. That's the place where they believe anybody's kind of ridiculous lies. But there doesn't need no help. He can come up with ideas himself. He can make a song about how nobody cooperates. He could complain and whine, or celebrate the opportunity to do what he wants. What he wants is a tough question, the sort of question left best unanswered by him. Not a good question answering guy. When it comes to what he wants to sing about, he doesn't know. He could sing about how he doesn't know what he wants to sing about. He supposes that he could do, because at least if nothing else it would be true. And it is. Yes, it is. Well, well, well. Look what we have here. Well, well, look who we have here. It's the guy who lives in a sphere. Oh, well, look who we have here. It's the guy who lives in a sphere. He lives there most of his life. Until he finds a cube one night. Then he feels like, hey, this is great. Maybe I should make the cube a gate to my triangle home that's a pyramid shape. That would be something I could wait for forever. Nobody wants to play along with Eric's any game. They necessarily call it super lame. They say it's no fun. After all, you're the one doing stuff, and our participation's just an afterthought. Why would anyone want to engage in that kind of jaunt? It's not the kind of walk anybody would enjoy. That's true, I suppose. Anybody could make that close. It's a deal that's easy to seal, 'cause it's true. And And when the truth is sold, it has a beneficial golden hue about it, in that it requires no lies. Truth is something people think exists. It's just that which they would defend with their fists. Everything else isn't important enough to be called true. It's been converted from a meaningful word into a virtue. Virtues don't exist as static encounterments with static blocks of cheese, or whatever metaphorically you want to replace these ideas that people get so attached to, and they go and project everything upon the world. They think they reject the evil in the girls and boys of their town, but they just establish a good frown to set up a norm that only some people are ready to abort, other people happy to adorn, while the meowing continues. Would you like to go outside, Trouble? Okay. Well, the Pythagoreans discovered these facts empirically by experimenting with some strings of different length, whereas you always use the same length of string, no matter how many times I tell you it brings ill fortune on the family to prioritize one length arbitrarily, cause the rest of the guys will object. You wanna square your A's, you wanna square your B's, you wanna square my shades, you wanna square your knees, but if I cube a thing, you always yell at me, and I refuse to bring this kind of jealousy home into family. So Pythagoras, you need to suck it. My part will be what I want it to be. It won't be your a noose. I've no hanging tasks to do, so make the square of my B's BC's, the square of my C's BD's, and then we'll see if these hypotheses whatevers that you insist that I signed up for, though never would I sign up for that kind of hypotenuse. I want hypothetical good things, hypothetical good things, hypothetical good rings, and hypothetical good lings. I don't want to hang anything with my hypotenuse. Bring me a moose tonight. I could use it, I could use a fight. I like to moose wrestle in the moonlight on cold Arctic nights like this. I'll moon wrestle until my fists get unnestled from my cold weather glove. First they dropped me into the Arctic with just my pack. They said, we'll see if you can even survive 5 minutes of that. I said, I don't recall wanting this challenge on me. Then why you always watching this shit on TV? I said, 'cause I like to view and see. Telling me I want to be one of those adventure kind of guys. Too bad it's too late now, said the producer of the show, or the show as they like to pronounce it. So I found some water near my camp. I wonder, should I drink it? Does it need boiling first? If so, is there some kind of sink? Wait, no, it's just some rocks and trees, sticks and branches all around me. I've got to start a campfire, I guess. Oh, I'll get the wood and I take a guess at which wood might be the very best for starting fires. And I try to rub those sticks together. I'll try the bow drill like they show, but my bow keeps breaking and so does my steel. And the will only has patience for about 5 minutes of this kind of stupid shit. Quickly I say, fuck this noise, I'll start a fire with this old boy, and I'll break out a propane torch instead. Like that fucking wood, I don't care ever how wet it is. And when they accuse me of cheating, I'll say I didn't want to sit out here and take this beating from nature. They'll say, then why do you sign up for the show? And I'll point out I wanted to be on TV, and I was willing to see how awful this might be. Perhaps I could endure, and I did indeed, good sir. I brought my propane her, and that made it so easy to start a fire. And my shelter may have been just a hole in the ground. But you got to remember, I didn't dig it, I was naturally found. Oh sure, the rain pulled up inside every time it rained, and it was like a kiddie pool into which all the mud would rain. And every time I spent in there was miserable and sad, and it's the very worst experience I've ever had. But you know what? It was okay, because I knew that the only limitations I had were the ones I made for myself.
That was nice.
Thanks. Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a plot. Gerald has a thought to get to Marjorie's tailored tots. He's got a good idea for a name-changing business. Thinking now about what to call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. Gerald always thought there'd be chance enough to return to the work after up. He'd get back to it eventually, but his visions piled up. His plans would interrupt the work that started off so hopefully. Now his mind is back on his business, thinking of changing Capeless to listless. So how all the people will shout his name. And Gerald knows he understands ever more clearly now. He won't provide explanation regarding the why or the how. He'll see you and know you from inside your heart. Exciting, delighting, Gerald plays his part. And Gerald still knew he had dropped time in the underview. Too much to rebut, so where now and what? Too much time, slowly picking askew. With you, Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a plot. Gerald has a lot to get to Marjorie's tasty spots. He's got a good idea for a name-changing business. Thinking now about what he'll call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. That was pretty terrible. That's like the worst I've played that song in ages. I'm obviously pretty clonied out. I'm feeling pretty low pop, but I still like to play the songs, I guess. You want to join me for Cloudy Day, Rachel?
What?
You want to join me for Cloudy Day?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm just, hold on,
Yeah, let's probably do something else first. It was 100,000 million years ago. Time ran slow. Nobody yet to show. Place the slabs below and let them go. They will start to grow. More years ensue and tears start to chew. And unchangingly true and eternally new. Oh, when the soap appears in charge today, options at large show other ways. Give each a chance now. One's quick to check, but don't get caught standing on deck. The stuff presents a fork, not easy stopping short. Too far along to turn around. Okay, I forgot this song. And the better part, they said it ever knew. I can't remember how to play that song. Wow, I'm playing terribly right now. Well, that's just life in the big city. Sometimes everything goes terrible. It's called failure.
let's see how I can do this.
There you go. I'm glad you followed my advice.
Yeah.
I gave Rachel a very good piece of advice earlier, because I did it myself.
Meow. I'll be right there. I'm just gonna sing with Daddy, okay?
Yeah, come sing with Daddy. a very cloudy day
in Los Angeles. And today we run out of time.
Hold on. Let me get you in the camera too. Oops. I should. Yeah, that's good. Let me turn on the. Get a different image, actually.
Meow.
Meow. What a wonderful meowsing tens you are. Yes, we've heard the good news so many times. We know the importance of your flavor.
Do you like corn?
Are you a kitty who loves flavor? This filters and now okay, here we go. Ready? Let me do this real quick. All right.
It's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles. And today we run out of time. Troubles past, struggles still to come. Day is nearly done. Can someone buy us some more time? Cloudy day in Los Angeles. Cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say. Life can strangely be forgiving to those who stay awake all night, and mostly voices say to give in. Let's try to sap your will to fight. But whether I'm supposed to be here or just be super captain, noise is sort of based on what I see here and also on what I avoid. It's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles. And today we run out of time. Troubles past, struggles still to come. The day is nearly done. Someone buy us some more time. Cloudy day in Los Angeles. Cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say. Something to say. Yeah.
Yay. So, where is this thing? Right. So, obviously, not a lot of action in the chat today, and that's fine. I'm not really sure why I started live streaming to begin with, except it just felt like chatting with people a little bit, really.
Yeah.
I don't have a clearly purposed meow, you might say. My meow is unclearly purposed.
Oh, happy cat. Yes.
Every life lived reaches a time when the road splits in two. There are times, dark times, times of despair, times when it's hard to feel good. That's when I look for my sack full of solvency and that satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Every life lived reaches an end when the road disappears. When I'm there, will there be anybody else around? Or will I travel all alone? That's when I look for my sack full of solvency and that satchel filled up with home. Yeah, that satchel, nothing but bones. Satchel of helpful goods. 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 Satchel of helpful goods.
Thanks, BT.
Thanks, BT. Appreciate it. We do try to make our songs not unpleasing. Is Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets? Now he's walking down the drive. I burst his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive. I burst his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them, but every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied a chance to Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive. Averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's
Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies. Wants to confront the men. Always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he's denied
the chance to yell at them until the bridge brings a new approach. Sneakily, he'll try to encroach upon the guilty, then perhaps he'll have the chance to yell at them. He's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive. Averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive. Averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Greg.
in disguise. He hates the lies. Wants to confront the men. Always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he's denied
The chance to yell at them.
He's Gregory.
That was nice. Is this for me?
Yes.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Mm.
Fritos makes the world go around.
The addition of Fritos to any soup makes it better.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it like a meaty surprise.
And you guys Frito fans out there? I myself am a Frito fan.
If you want to be in with the hit crowd, get your mitts on a big bag of Fritos. Fritos are bringing the future of jazz to your bowl of canned soup. My new jingle. The worst jingle I've ever made.
How are you gonna manifest good songs with that self-tella?
Mm. Mm. Yeah, it's like, let's say you are trying to make music, right? And you're gonna make good music by being positive about the music you make. Well, you are very wrong. Actually requires the exact opposite process. You've got to be negative about the music you make until you're not anymore, you know?
It's part of the process, right? Like, even when we're practicing, you know, there's times when I'm like, oh no, like, I need to work on that, or that didn't sound really good to me. I'm going to practice more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just part of the process. Oh, yes, you so happy. Happy kitty face. I know you're so tired.
You've got to let the process run its course, I tell you.
Yeah, I tell ya.
You can't force the thing that you're trying to let be happening because of its naturalness by trying to force it into not being natural. That's just unnatural. Nobody's going to respect the unnatural realities of failure, injustice, misery, and truth. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Hello, Trouble Bubble. Oh, loving kitty.
Oh.
Yes. You're in the business of loving.
He really is.
And you're rapidly moving yourself up the hierarchy. Which is why I'm so impressed by you.
Yes.
Why does it keep saying that this is being an encoding issue? It really shouldn't be. This isn't... Maybe I need to stop that. Is that the problem? But there's clouds going by. Everybody likes clouds. Even cloud haters. Even cloud haters love clouds. Their name is very deceptive. They shouldn't call themselves the cloud haters, since they actually love clouds. Right now I'm opening up a couple of documents to look at songs on. Okay. Let's play this one. Of course, Rachel, as always, feel like singing along where and when you feel like it.
Okay.
Sammy has a story that need be told. This is a song for an open road, and such a thing must always do its job. She married up Jeb and turned 19, 4 years in and 3 kids weaned, weary now and questioning the path. Agency out, faces discretion, locking in our courses, way too young. Urgency conferred is really just oppression, making sure those underneath them always run. Doug at 20 pop bourbon fun, likewise Doug at 21, and so forth, well up into middle age. Once had seemed to set him free, became his whole identity. Now Doug's about another drunken rage. Agency outpaces discretion, locking in our courses, way too young. The urgency conferred is really just oppression, like insurance services, but they haven't got a thing that's fun. Everybody's caring about the kids. Lock 'em up with extra extra urgency outpaces discretion, locking in our courses way too young. The urgency conferred is really just oppression, making sure those underneath them always
Run
without consent.
It's
Really just oppression,
by
parasites surviving
on their wages.
wages earned by lying, by the feed their fear of dying,
Yes, this
feed upon the futures of the young. Oh, pretty good.
Yeah.
Next up on our excursion along Sing Song Way, a song about the average lifespan. How many days will you live? If you live an average amount of days, why? It's only about 30,000. So you better hurry up.
30,000 days. Too many expectations.
Not even worth a damn. 30,000 nights to sleep up the intoxication.
Otherwise, you won't escape the plan.
I've wasted half my days.
Trying another's ways.
Who can tell me my priorities?
Is there anyone who knows the key?
'Cause I'm tired of doing it wrong.
Want direction and have all along.
Wait until I know. Or is that just hesitation?
Clary's no good once your chance is gone. What I need to show is it's so below my station.
I'm tired of doing it wrong. I've wasted half my days.
Trying another's ways.
Who can tell me your priorities?
Is there anybody knows the key?
'Cause I think I'm doing this wrong.
'Cause I think,
I'm doing this wrong.
yeah,
I think I'm doing this wrong.
doing this wrong.
Next up is Matter of Me. When I was younger, it seemed that everything gleamed. I don't know what happened to me, but I've lost that sense of urgency, and I don't think that I'll ever see it again. If you follow my lead, you'll discover I'm loster than you, and you'll want to know the way to get back out to wherever it was you thought you knew. And tomorrow will be just like today. I'll be lost then too. It's a matter of mood as much as a matter of will. And the things I do and the direction I point to still seem a part of me, though departedly. And I wonder if I'll ever see them again. Ba-dee-da, dee-da-dee-da, ba-ba-dee-da, ba-ba-doo. Ba-ba-dee-da, ba-dee-da-dee-da, ba-ba-dee-da, ba-ba-ba. That was nice.
It was.
Too much noise in the data stream. Loud enough to disrupt everybody's dreams. Frustrations mean mistakes are made until it seems everybody's just throwing shit. I won't be just another casualty of other people's well-intentioned rules. I used to think that some tomorrow there'd be time for yesterday. It's not the sort of thing that one can borrow. No one really till to end the day. Uncertainties implicit, just like an unexpected visit from a bunch of men all dressed in blue suits. I won't be
Just
another casualty of other people's well-intentioned rules. I used to think that some tomorrow will be time for yesterday. Oh, that's fine. What's the matter with Chad?
Is he terribly bad?
Is he very like Dan?
Who's looking terrible? Who's a terrible man? Sorry.
What's the matter with Chad?
Is he terribly bad?
Is he very like Dan?
Who's a terrible man?
Is he sort of like Jill?
Who can't pay her bill?
Or rather like Jack?
Too stuck on the facts.
What's the matter with Sue? Will she know what to do if they bring attitude? Will she show ingenuity? She talks about you whenever we go walking. What's the matter with Brent?
She's been living in sin.
She's been hanging with Jim.
He's been living.
What's the deal with Frank?
Fish my tank.
He's colluding with you.
Please talking to Lou.
What's wrong with the ladies?
What's the matter with Matt?
From the feelings of Katie to the coldness of Sven. They talk about you whenever we go walking.
Paths that lead to lesser days.
As it lead to lesser days.
Still spill out the overwater.
Still from the overwater bags.
And whoever's left that's
Still okay.
just tie the sails to the mast.
Are you angry at Ken?
Or Neville again.
Don't bother with Kev.
He's practically dead.
Just focus on Bert.
He's medium hurt.
What's the quandary for Liz?
Did she fail a quiz?
What's the matter with Drew? Will she know what to do if they bring attitude? Will she show ingenuity? She talks about you whenever we go walking.
Paths that lead to lesser days.
Paths that lead to lesser days.
Still spill out the overwater.
They'll spill from the overwater
And
paths.
whoever's left that's
Still okay. up the hands, stiffen the chin. Catastrophe looms heavy overhead again. Time's gone will never be again. That's a very slow version of that.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. I like playing it slow. I'm kind of clawing it out, you know. Amelia, go from the place, take unto you the details of your case. Amelia, when you rise up above, floating ahead and soaring like a dove, what will they say when they look at you then? Moving sideways in the space you're in, and staring sidelong with your thirsty grin. Amelia, can't you see? You and I will never be. Amelia, yet you're still free, with too much opportunity to leave out in the rain. Amelia, we're watching you, fair for sure, no matter what we do. Amelia, when you rise up above, floating ahead and soaring like a dove, what will they say when they look at you then? Moving sideways in the space you're in, and sailing sidelong with your thirsty grin. Amelia, can't you see? You and I will never be. Amelia, yet you're still free, with too much opportunity to leave out in. Too much opportunity to leave out in. Too much opportunity to leave out in the rain. Amelia. Hey, one of my better renditions of that in a long time. Maybe not ever. I don't normally play that song very well. Oh, he came here with her, and what's the big problem that you can't endure? You seem so sure it's not appropriate claiming to blame things on Scott. Despite getting caught, he's got you restraining for him, straining for him, going to the gym to make yourself good enough again. Yeah, you guys both have lots invested, or lot invested here. That's not a reason to stay. doing things unscathed. Despite getting caught, he's got you refraining for him, straining for him, going to the gym to make yourself good enough again. Be done with him. That was not too bad. I
Yeah.
messed up a couple spots.
No, I thought you were good.
You're living on a time frame I will never know. Alienation and humanity's soul. Imagine you a future after the collapse, returning to the urgency of isolated past. Picturing community free of metaphysics, hunting buffalo, picking red delicious, knowledge of the seasons, wisdoms of old, fire blazing in the night to keep away the cold. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land, with an agave weatherman. Imagining a history that never could have been. You lecture at the college, advancement is a sin. Lamenting disconnection in every corporate act, asserting all your feelings and ignoring all the facts. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land, with an agave weatherman. You find modernity just so banal. Wish you had lived any time but now, and your experience won't run afoul of exceptions you might allow. You visualize nobility sipping on some port, or tribes of peaceful savages in beautiful comport. But few of history's people ever thusly did cavort, 'cause life was solitary, nasty, brutish, poor, and short. Hostility is kept at bay. Hostility is kept at bay. What you think is in the way. What you think is in the way. Life as children of the land, with an agave weatherman. With an agave weatherman. Thank you. Thank you. No good comes from skating on with them whom you'd mistaken for the one. Habituated defense and indecency, self-inflict eventually once your search is done. Driving in the car last night, we had a massive fight. Each insisting we were right and the other one to blame. So when you pulled that stunt, I screamed something awful blunt. My words as wrong as they were dumb. I shared my share of shame. It's each of our own feelings, not us doing the nailing to the wall. We fear so the others sailing off to forget their life and all. You can trust me, I can trust you. Neither trust ourselves much true. The love lies in between you and me. At least that we can both agree. Driving in the car last night, we had a massive fight. Each insisting we were right and the other one to blame. So when you pulled that stunt, I screamed something awfully blunt. My words as wrong as they were dumb. I've earned my share share of shame, my share of shame. You want to do this one with me?
Just brooding here won't do any good. But brooding's more my style. I seek the cheery ways of standing where we stood, 'cause I've been stuck here a while. That's despite a natural selfishness that makes it easy to have fun. But flutters in the gut become a fist as all my visions come undone. I tried to stream, distract, and dream the afternoon away, but heavy new realities bear down on every day, and for a bit I am out of it. For reasons still unsaid, still I need get out of me.
Need get out of
What's
me.
inside my head?
What's up inside of mine?
Seems like everybody's so sensitive and ready to just get mad. I seek the silly ways of living like a kid, 'cause who wants to be the dad? Have we lost our sense of scope and scale? Our capacity to laugh? The sense to know when not to wail, and how to tip the golden calf. I tried to stream, distract, and dream the afternoon away, but heavy new realities bear down on every day, and for a bit I am out of it.
I'm out of it.
Reasons still unsaid,
Still unsaid.
still I need get out of me.
Need get out of me.
What's inside my head?
The stuff inside of mine.
Still I'm sad, sad for me, sad for her, unhappily. And
What
you call sorrow, I call home. Blues that sink clear down to the bone.
down to the bone.
Still I'm sad,
Still I'm
so
sad.
sad for me,
Sad for me.
sad for her,
Sad for her.
unhappily.
Unhappily.
What you call sorrow,
What you call sorrow.
I call home.
I call home.
Blues that sink clear down to the bone.
Down to the bone.
Still I'm sad,
Still I'm sad.
sad for me,
Sad for me.
sad for her,
Sad for her.
unhappily.
Unhappily.
What you call
What
sorrow,
you call sorrow.
I call home.
I call home.
Blues that sink clear down to the bone. That was fun.
That was a good one. I like the call and response in that. It works well. And there we go. Where's this one? Go back to full screen. Oh well, he's pucker tart, lemon squeeze, friendliest guy that you will see. Yes, he wants to be your friend, but he comes from around the bend. So it'll be a while till he sees you again. Pucker Todd Lemon Squeeze, he's a friend to you and me. He's international delights, favorite go-to right-hand guy. He's international like him, and he is also busy like his friend. Beaver Bee, busiest creature, busy as a bee, busy as a beaver, and so much busier than Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze. Well, he's Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, shabba-doo-bee-da-ba-ba-doo-da, Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, shabba-doo-ba-day. Well, he's Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, shabba-doo-ba-da-ba-ba-doo-da, Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, shabba-doo-ba-day. If you go to visit him for starts, remember to bring something sour or tart. He's not a fan of sugary treats because he's Pucker Tart and not Pucker Sweet. Well, he's Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, the friendliest guy that you will see. Yes, he wants to be your friend, but he comes from around the bend. So it will be a while till he sees you again. He's Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, he's a friend to you and me. He's international delights, favorite go-to right-hand guy. International like him, he's also busy like his friend. The Beaver Bee, busiest creature, busy as a bee, busy as a beaver, and so much busier than Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze. Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, shabba-doo-bee-da-ba-ba-doo-da, Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, shabba-doo-ba-day. Yes, he's Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, shabba-doo-ba-da-ba-ba-doo-da, Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, shabba-doo-ba-da-ba-doo-ba-day. Thanks.
Daddy,
My voice is kind of shot, but it's okay. We only got one more song we're going to play tonight. A song that goes out to all the wonderful kitties in the world. May you all prosper with your wonderful wonder. Even though you know you are less wonderful than my kitty, you are still wonderful kitties. One and all of you. Okay? Don't get haughty. Don't let it go to your head. You're not as wonderful as our kitties. But you are still wonderful kitties, all of you. And I want you to know that. Okay? So the only issue I have with Angeline is I've been thinking to myself, is the chorus to Angeline too similar to the chorus to Wonderful Kitty, Bridge or whatever, Wonderful Kitty? They're similar, but they're different. But it's a little frustrating, but I have to get used to it.
Is it?
Yeah, they're similar. They're structured the same way, even if it's not really the same melody. The sort of rhythmic delivery of it is the same. Anyway, here we go. Wonderful, wonderful kitty, having wonderful times, always cleaning yourself. Wait. Let me try this. Wonderful, wonderful kitty, having wonderful times, always cleaning yourself, making sure you got clean lines. Wonderful, wonderful kitty, such a fabulous soft friend. Now it's wonderful kitty bedding time again. Just let me pet you, don't walk away. It's bedding time too. Wonderful, wonderful kitty, having wonderful times, always cleaning yourself, making sure you got clean lines. But your wonderful kitty is a fabulous miss I've never encountered before. And I want to pet my kitty some more. Thanks everybody for for um, for listening.
For listening. Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. Song I can't play on the guitar. I just want to play with the final thing I play here is I do want to play Angeline, so I'm gonna put that on the audio here. To the undertown, Angeline in tow, for a secret unattended show. Under blazing blue and tropical skies, Angeline is stuck with you. She can't stand other guys. Stay running till the chase is done. Hide your loot and your tracks. You may have been born a son of a gun, but if you lie low, you might one day make it back. If she needs him, he will be there. Seems he's always nearby, he's always around. Angeline has this or another means to get by, get above ground. To the undertown, Angeline in tow, for a secret unattended show. Under blazing blue and tropical skies, Angeline is stuck with you. She can't stand other guys. Stay running till the chase is done. Hide your loot and your tracks. You may have been born a son of a gun, but if you lie low, you might one day make it back. If she needs him, he will be there. Seems he's always nearby, he's always around. Angeline has this or another means to get by, get above ground. Stay running till the chase is done. Hide your loot and your tracks. You may have been born a son of a gun, but if you lie low, you might one day make it back. Margarine. The thing I like about that song, I mean, the thing about it is, there are two parts of it that are especially hooky, right? So it's like, it's got the first bit of hookiness, which you might expect to be the hook, right? Which is like, I do your tracks. Like that part's kind of like so it's not really super catchy, right? But then there's the part that goes, you may have been born a son of a gun, but if you lie low, you might one day make it back. So that part's really catchy, and then the other part that's really catchy is the part that goes, which is a little bit of variation on that, which is where it says, well, ended show. Under blazing blue and tropical skies, Angeline is stuck with you. She can't stand other guys. That part, right? I really like the tropical skies part.
Me too.
It really makes me go, oh, like that. So,
yeah.
I'm happy with it. And the thing is, of course, I listen to my other songs on my greatest hits thing to see how it matches up. And, matches up well against the best stuff on that list. So
I'm so glad, because this song, like, Angeline, like, is like a person.
Well, it's a story about us.
Yeah.
It's a story about FE frames of reference and NI frames of reference. Like, the whole idea of how you're written and your tracks, if you just slide low, you might one day make it back. It's an example of somebody who's missing the point, right? Like, so used to a war zone that she doesn't get that there's not any need for this in this new environment. And then and then it also reflects that the guy had never bought into the frame of reference that she's the one who's vulnerable in the first place, because he's viewing it as she's stuck with him. Oh, good, she can't stand anybody but me, so she's stuck with me then.
That's the main line, and it's not like stuck as in like, oh.
It's from the perspective of the guy.
Right, exactly.
Who knows the girl doesn't view it that way, but can't help but view himself that way, So it's a song about us. And
it means a lot to me, because, the lines talking about, like, he will be there, like, it's so simple, but it means so much to me, like, having someone to, stand by me during, no matter what, that's love. That's something that an INFJ needs, is someone who she can rely on.
Well, and there's a famous college speech that students do in declamation and competition speech, called Three Little Words, and the thesis of it is, in life there are those three little words that are the most important, and everybody expects them to be "I love you," but really it's "I'll be there." Those are the three words that are important.
I agree. I agree
with it too.
And I'll be there. You're stuck with me.
I'm not worried about it like you are, though. Because I'm SI and you're NI, right? It's like, NI people, especially NI8, they don't understand the way that SI people evaluate time invested into a relationship, and just, like, the fact that this relationship has worked for such a greater percentage of time per failure period percentage of time than any previous relationship by such a vastly wide margin, then for me it just gets banked further and further every day that there's no that any loss of this relationship would be too traumatic, ever more traumatic, because I've got ever more time invested into it and ever more satisfaction with what I've invested into. Whereas for the NI person, they see life as like, yeah, but what if, Eric, you become super famous and I'm obviously objectively
Oh my
and I'm
God,
obviously
it's
objectively
true.
not the best you could get given your current situation. But I don't operate like that at all, because my current situation is always at the front end of a big bundle of stories behind me, and understandings of myself that link to where I've come from, not what I've become, because I'm an SI type.
And see, that's why you're so well fit to be famous. I know that doesn't sound ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. Like, because you value things from your past, and gosh, it's so hard for me to grasp SI. But because you value SI, you can become famous and not lose perspective on what's important.
Well, I mean, it's also because I'm 50, know about cognitive functions, etc. I mean,
Too.
my relationship with SI when I was younger was much less aware. You know, FI Polar puts SI where FI goes a lot of times. And what's valued is what has history. But when I was young, I didn't like that. I didn't like SI really. You know, I didn't have enough time put in to have a history to really do that with. Is what it boils down to. But
Well, that's true. I can understand that. Like, say you had fame at a young age, you could probably be a totally different person. I mean, the SI memories that you would have been made could have been made with completely different people who shaped you, who could shape you differently. But that.
I mean, in some ways, I've got a ridiculous self-concept, because I think about every woman that ever left me, which is every woman that I've been with except for Kimberly, whom I left. Despite the fact that they always left me, despite whatever else I might say, I still fundamentally believe, like, well, I mean, I'm definitely the best they're ever going to get. And I would still think that of you, too, if you were to leave me. I would still think, like, well, her loss, you're not going to do any better than me. I mean, I'm Eric. Which is ridiculous, right? Because my dating history suggests everybody's been telling me you're impossible to be with. Until Rachel.
But that's why I think an INFJ and ENTP are good for each other, because there's this like reciprocation. There's this back and forth, and really, I know, like, INFJs really are looking for a partner. They're doing it in a very like grand scale kind of way, you know, like they make generalizations about dating and about people, and then it kind of makes them form opinions on what relationships are like. But when they meet the right partner who values relationships the way ENTPs do, at the heart of it, I think they do.
Yeah.
It's like two puzzle pieces coming together.
Well, it's like, it's basically impossible that I would ever cheat on Rachel, no matter how much you try to create the circumstances. So you put me at a Hollywood party by myself. Somehow Rachel has to stay home. Maybe she's got sick or something, and bimbos throwing themselves at me from all directions. I'm all coked up and put everything in the mix. Even if for some reason I drank alcohol, you put that in the mix. I still wouldn't be unfaithful. There's zero chance.
And
because that whole issue to me is, before it ever reaches my loins, is a mapping issue.
Mm-hmm.
And the map never even lets me get anywhere close to there, because I just know that that's fucking the edge of a cliff right there. You're not going to drive up that direction. I never drive in that direction.
But I wonder, because I feel the same way, I wonder if life experience has...
I mean, there was a time when I hadn't learned that yet.
Me too.
About cheating. And so, yeah, life experience was important. And I don't think I would have really understood and embraced that concept if I hadn't experienced being the cheater. But I only had to do that one time, and then I got it,
Yeah.
And I got cheated on, so justice happened. Oh, Bublington. Oh, Squire Bublington.
See, he's so
magnificent.
He has boundaries.
Yeah, I know.
You have boundaries.
And I like to push his boundaries.
Yes, you do.
I like to push his boundaries without exactly crossing them.
Because you can't let him be the number one.
Right, and his boundaries are going down. Like, he's getting more and more accustomed to us messing with him.
He's good with you. I mean, with the little fur patch, he didn't even budge. Like, I really thought that was going to be a scratch moment, but...
I mean, yeah, sure, I've had situations where I could have cheated, where, like, girls were making it obvious to me, I guess. I probably tried to do my best to avoid recognizing that's what was going on. I mean, they would have had to really be hitting me in the face with it for me to even notice it, because when I'm in a relationship, I am not, the radio that tunes in that particular channel is turned off.
Yeah.
You gotta really hit me in the face with it.
See, that's Boba Fett. I've been in that situation too. Hi, Eliana Diaz. Our little baby here is...
But as soon as you cheated, you should have had the exact opposite thought. Both ways should have been like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't cheat. Now I have all the moral high ground and she has none.
You know, it's like... So I've only cheated when I was cheated on. Because I, like...
Let's let the star be the star.
Look at him. What a big boy. I'm so
You
proud
can
of
show us the world with your big cheeks and your fineness. Are you angry? Are you going to bite my hand right now?
See what we mean?
A scary cat.
He's a scary cat.
He might scratch us. That's because you're not thinking long term. Look, if cheating's gonna occur, you definitely want to be the one cheated on, not the one cheating.
Yeah.
Because, well, they may sort of win the emotional exchange by tearing your soul into shreds. You win the narrative long term, and the rest of your life lasts a lot longer than the period of time which you're suffering over that particular experience.
Yeah.
Is Elizabeth Holmes an ENTJ? I don't know who Elizabeth Holmes is.
I don't know who Elizabeth Holmes is either. It's just, it's like a life lesson. You have to, like, grow from it. I mean, we both, we both know of people who...
The bottom line is we both know not to trust bitches. You know, it's like bitches is bitches regardless of what sex they are, you know?
Oh my gosh, it's so true.
You can't trust bitches. You got, whether you're a girl or a guy, you got to find your person and them not be a bitch, which is to say, toxically selfish.
And I was with, the guy who cheated on me was an ISTJ. And, like, the thing that he was, like, always looking for was an ESFP. You know? He's always gonna be...
You were too reserved for him.
Yeah.
He doesn't want your providing for him what he wants. He wants you to authentically know what you want, and it's like, okay.
The girls that he, like, cheated on me with were, like, golfers and, like,
I need to fuck you right now. And then in their particular experience, they're like, oh, they have this sort of map vision of this whirlwind thing happening right now with no implications of the complications, and then mapping updates and all the other kind of shit you have to do. And how it's going to be like living with the fact that you did this thing. And it's like, boy, you have to be a complete moron to cheat, really. Or have no sense of how maps work. No, Fly Guy, that's backwards. That's backwards, Fly Guy. When the other person cheats, you win. I just asked my ex-wife who cheated on me. I mean, she cheated on me.
Oh, God.
And then on the daily, for hours at a time, shredded her ontology until she left me a broken woman. Because she had no high ground to stand on. She had nothing to say. She said, sit there and take it.
Yeah.
And I was just full blast at war. I am somebody who uses words really well. And I was doing my best to ignore all conventions of war. Chemical weapons, fine. Nuclear weapons, fine. Whatever. I was using language to break her soul. And I did. And so it's like, who won that? The fuck she did. She's a cheating whore who had her soul broken by the man she wronged because she underestimated his powerful condemning words.
Yeah.
And I got justice and she got fucked. I mean, you know. Right? That's all she got. All she got was fucked. I got justice. She wasn't an FE down, my first wife. No. Can is my second wife. She didn't cheat on me. My first wife was not an FE down. My first wife was ISFP, INFP, I'm not sure. Probably ISFP.
That's good, Lou.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, It's and that's what makes you feel like bad in the moment as a man, right? Like you're like, what's the deal here? You know, you're supposed to be my wife, and you're off fucking other guys, and that's not cool.
Yeah, that's basically like the thing that you're not supposed to do when you're married. Like,
So you could say Fly Guy Tyrone beat me, but she didn't beat me. She was Tyrone beat her, and then I beat the shit out of her, right? For months, abusing her verbally until she was compelled to leave the marriage. I mean, I should have expected it from this first wife, but I was just being bipolar.
but didn't you like, to some degree, want her to leave the marriage? Because I mean, how can you be in? It's like, how can you be together when she cheated? It's man. I think. I mean, I did it myself. So
The weird thing is this: I never really even liked that girl, and yet when she cheated on me, I was nevertheless devastated because I assumed that, well, because it violated my prime directive. I was operating under certain assumptions that once you're married, people don't actually cheat and stuff. That's just in the movies. And I was wrong, but the thing is, at no point did I ever even consider revenge cheating or anything because I immediately saw that takes away all of my good arguments.
yeah,
You
yeah, it really does.
You no longer have any high ground.
No,
Now you've
don't.
just gotten down in their mud there with them, and you go, see how much it hurts, and they go, well, it doesn't really hurt me that much because I'm a cheater after all.
Yeah, cheaters don't get really hurt by.
They have this weird romantic scene as the poignancy of human experience or something.
Right.
Which is complete bullshit. It's the poignancy of their dishonesty. So many people try to couch dishonesty in some sort of other clothing, you know, try to dress it up as something other than dishonesty, when all it is just straight up dishonesty. Would you knowingly hit on someone you know is in a situation, make or help them cheat? Like, I mean, I never have done that. When I did sleep with a married woman, she really had to hit me over the head with it. So much was I assuming that because she was married, there was no interest there or anything, you know. She really had to, like, I said, okay, so what you're saying to me, I had to clarify it. So what you're saying to me is, you want to have sexual intercourse with me. And she didn't want to have it laid out so cut and dry, but she's like, well, yeah. I'm like, but you're married. It took me by surprise. It wasn't me making it happen. I did let it happen, but I would never do that again. That was a one-time mistake. I had to make that mistake again.
Yeah, right.
The thing is, what I like about sex is all linked to familiarity as well. So I love sex Rachel and I have way better now than when we first started having it. So some people I think work the opposite way. They start out, it's very exciting, and then they get bored with the person. I'm the opposite.
I don't know. Like,
I did something pretty bad actually, which is I banged a channel lady who was around the channel. I banged a channel groupie. I flew to Tennessee and banged a married channel groupie. So, but you know what? The thing is, I wanted to be able to do that. I thought, this is like a dream come true. Somehow, my little YouTube channel has made me famous enough for this very blonde, like porn magazine looking girl to want me to go fly to her state and have sex with her. I'm a big pimp. Yeah, 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 yeah. The thing is, I'm not though at all, and so I can't. Even though it's like if you get the rewards of entitled to being, your pimping rewards for being hip or cool or successful or something.
Right.
The problem is, if you're bipolar, you maybe don't realize that you don't want them and you don't like it at all, and it's gross and weird and wrong and a bunch of other things.
But because you're bipolar, you wouldn't know that until actually being in the situation.
Right. I have to experience. I have to make a lot of mistakes. A lot of kinds of mistakes. I have to make them before I can learn from them. I can't. I have trouble learning from what other people might tell me. Like someone else might say, "Oh, that's a bad idea." My own intuition might say, "Oh, this is a bad idea," but until I experience the consequences, I don't really believe it. She wasn't really in a porn magazine girl. I mean, she looked like one of those ladies she was blonde, she was in her 30s, but she looked very young for her 30s. She had arms full of things every time she went places. And was what I considered way out of my league, quote unquote. So, but of course I didn't understand. Also, I was just starting to date, so I didn't really get it, But she was an INFP and very volatile, trying to deal with bipolar in such a poorly defined circumstance like that, where she's married and I couldn't handle that. And she's my supervisor, and she is sort of watching my emotions go like this and going.
There's something about supervisor types that the supervisee gets excited over getting attention from the supervisor. Like, I can say, my ENTJ friend, whenever, I found out that he was going to be, in a group setting with us, I'd be excited. But, I mean, it never goes well. It just, not even, he was just a friend. And, just, just something about the supervisee, it's very exciting. It's you're excited about seeing the person and interacting with them, probably because they have things that you lack, but it ends up being really frustrating because you're not fulfilled.
But the thing is, Dark Sunshine, a nun's vaginal fluid is considered a form of holy water. You gotta remember that.
Do you see Mary Kate and Ashley?
As I learned the other night, watching a survival thing, Rachel's fertile wetlands are the perfect ecosystem for my penis. It doesn't have to be ancient nun. It could be any nun. But the point is, regardless, whatever sin there is in having sex with a nun is washed away by the holy water quality of her vaginal fluid. ENTJ.
Yep, ENTJ.
They
Yeah.
said, I got some NI just like you. But unlike you, I got TE too. Hey, look, I'm supervising you. Hey, look, I'm supervising.
Mm-hmm. And it could be fun because ENTJs like drugs. I mean, I don't know about all of them, but they like to have money, and they like to have a job, and they like to party with their friends, and it's very enticing, but INFJs can only hang like that for. I mean, they can't really hang like that.
Well, the thing is, ENTJs and I sound like have one thing in common. We both like drugs. They like money. I
Yeah.
like being flat broke, apparently. They like to have a job. I like sloth. But, there's some common ground here. We both like drugs. So that's good.
Well, yeah, they do.
I mean, the thing is, also, Dark Sunshine, your penis then, after you have sex with a nun, retains that consecrating quality for the next 3 women you have sex with. You're immune to any venereal diseases. And it cures them if they have any. So, you should keep that in mind.
It was always so disappointing, though. Like, it was so surface level. Like, he was supposed to be my best friend, but he never, like, he was so flaky, and, like, couldn't rely on him for anything. So even though he was my supervisor, I, like, was constantly disappointed because he always prioritized other people over me. I mean, which makes sense, you know. I mean, why hang out with your supervisee, you know, someone that you have to, like, almost watch over, when you can, like, chill with, like, I don't know, some other people who party.
But ENTJs don't really like hanging out with ENTPs either, because ENTPs are the only people who can shut them down. But
I think that's true.
They got everybody else fooled.
Yeah.
The ENTJs have everybody else fooled. They might not have INTPs fooled, but the INTP is not going to be assertive, and they're too deliberative to shut down the ENTJ.
It's true.
Whereas the ENTJ, when they run into an ENTP in the wild, so to speak, and they run afoul of the ENTP in the wild, they're like, what just happened? I just got totally checked and my ass whooped.
Yeah.
Except ENTPs, Boba Fett. That's the thing. Because their lack of SI, and because of 6-slot ENTP TE, and the better NE, in any kind of communicative endeavor, ENTP is going to win every time.
Mm-hmm.
Their TE is not going to get them anywhere. Their NI is weak compared to ENTPs because its second slot is instrumental. It's ham-fisted comparatively. And my NE and TI is going to whip his ass because we're talking about communication stuff. It's going to happen every fucking time.
Yeah. I mean, imagine, like, Teal Swan and Eric, like, in a conversation. Like, Eric would whip her ass about, like, most topics.
Yeah, about every topic, because regardless of what it is, even if she has more knowledge about the thing being talked about, the modality of engagement is talking. And I have more knowledge about that. And that's what matters more in terms of how the conversation goes. Now, if we're hired to solve some actual problem in the world or something, and there's some other metric of judgment, then I might lose that. But since we're just talking about talking, I'm going to win that battle every single time. Because they don't talk. Because their TI is a value they uphold. They might call somebody else on some bad TI, but they're not expecting themselves to actually do all the parsing of everything themselves, the way that a TI user is. SLI, sensory logical introvert. Let's see. ISTJ, and LIE is ENTP. No, my supervisor is INFP. The supervisor of ENTP is INFP, which is ethical, intuitive introvert. EII. And INFPs are my supervisors for sure. I find them intimidating, and I always feel like they can kind of bust my chops on not being cool on feelings grounds and stuff like that. And I'll listen to them because they're not effing it, you know? It's authentic from them. If I think something might be, yeah, I'm a little scared of all this. Like, if I feel like I went too far in something and was maybe mean, I worry about, I hope I don't get any INFP very gentle finger wags. That's what makes them hurt so much, is that they're so gentle. It's like, I can handle a good hard spanking, but when you're disappointed in me, then it's like, oh, that's the worst. ISTJ and ENTJ? Well, unfortunately, I don't have any examples of that relationship to draw from. Being an SI type, that puts me a bit of a handicap. But think about it from an NI level, I would guess that they work together pretty well because their knowledge functions, though different, are also not the same value. So SI is an absolute value. It's polar absolute value for the ENTJ. NI is instrumental. So ENTJ is not going to have a problem giving up the NI in place of SI when appropriate. They're both prioritizing TE, so they're speaking the same kind of language about problem solving as long as they have clarity on the FI, which 3 and 4 is the potential problem area. They may put off till too late the fact that they haven't resolved that they both want the same thing. Other than that, it seems like they should work together well. So the ENTJ sexy woman archetype is not one that I feel at all. I get maybe INFJ men feel it, but I'm not feeling it at all because
I
find them
they're sexy.
I find them reductively achieving, and I find them a little mannish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my take on it. But, you know, at the same time, I think ENTJs and ENTPs can work well together if there's clarity about what's being done and the respective roles. If the ENTP is comfortable taking a secondary, non-leadership role, and the ENTJ is comfortable not having much authority in the leadership role, if they can manage those two things, then, because the ENTP doesn't want to be the leader, acknowledges the ENTJ is probably better at that, but they don't want to be bossed around at all either, you know.
So interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we all operate as though we have a bunch of needs that are not being met, or at least I don't know if we all do, but I know I often do, like feeling fussy that somehow we're not more empowered to do something that isn't necessarily named or even thought about specifically that we could do if we just had more money. Which is a weird waste of time because we have everything we need right now, and everything we could. We have an incredible amount of liberty, although not an incredible amount of freedom. But there are so many things that we can do that don't cost any money at all, and that are probably more satisfying than the things that we do that cost money.
Mm-hmm.
But we're kind of habituated to spending money as an activity, you know?
That, yeah, yeah. I mean, I was, as a teen, like a mall rat. Like, I spent, you know, there weren't many places to go where, you know, when you're 16 and not that I had money then, but I was habituated to like.
But like we could go to Eaton Canyon anytime with a box of dolls and our camera and play around there for hours
That.
and yet we seem to just sort of persistence takes a man sometimes.
That's okay.
It makes me wish that I did a better job of being grateful for what I have.
Me too.
And I wish maybe we do a better job of taking advantage of the good aspects of things that we have and not getting Dark Sunshine, that's an INFJ thing. It's a cheap and easy, not cheap, but it's a quick and easy way to get SE impacts. Whereas I don't like buying things. I'm very slow to buy things.
You don't even like. I mean, these.
I buy consumables.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, consumables. I mean, you don't even really like gifts from others. It's not really a thing for you.
I'm not really an object fan.
No.
Occasionally I see something cool, like a super cool t-shirt.
Yeah, right.
But it's pretty rare. It's got to really grab me to make me actually do all the going through the steps of buying it, you know?
Yeah.
But when we go out on an outing, I have to remember, you don't have to include buying this thing, whatever it is, to go on an outing. You could just go to the parking lot of Eaton Canyon, walk 20 feet into the canyon and look around for cool rocks and play with your dolls. You know, and that would be a better use of the time. We'd probably have more fun as long as it wasn't too hot or uncomfortable, you know.
Does that explain stuff, Lou? I mean, it explains stuff for me because, like, I had no idea why. Like, you know, when I would have when I was working, like, one of my favorite activities was. I always was like, I like to gift to myself because I didn't have, like, a partner. So I was like, that's just such an excuse. It is. It's an SE thing. It's an SE getting out in the world and like it's a like a hit. It's like a drug hit. It's so weird. I don't know. It, like you said, it's this SE. Oh meow.
Well, it's concretizing possibilities, right? So in that regard, it's you see this thing. There's the possibility of you owning it. You pull the trigger, concretize that, and then that's the definition of doing something. That's SE, you know. The thing is, Dark Sunshine, looking at rocks is not permanent shopping. Going to the canyon and sitting down in the plants and the rocks with our dolls is like, ooh, let's see what we got around here. What videos are suggested by these various things? Here's a piece of trash that we can use. Here's a whatever, you know.
Yeah, we could honestly. It's nice because we could get really creative with what we do. When you don't. You?
Am I trying my luck?
He scares me.
He's kind of a scary kitty.
Yes, you do. Oh.
The thing is, sometimes you find some cool rocks. Sometimes you just end up playing around, you know?
Yeah. You end up being. You end up using like your creative mind when you have less like. Not that. When. Yeah, when you have like, it's not that we don't have less objects, but it's like when you prioritize like creativity over just material things, it's more fun. I mean, it's much more fun.
Well, and it shows you the way that like archiving and creativity don't go together. So it's like I sometimes envision this world in which I've got everything I might use in the video on a shelf, all ready to go. He said that's just not how I work. In other words, I'm as likely to use something out in the world that I encounter as something that I already have here. More likely, really. And the things I have here, I don't need a huge, infinite variety of them for whatever it is I'm doing. I just need enough to make what I'm doing work. And then I end up with something like, okay, I've got my old hot air balloon design stuff over there all together, but it's no longer really serving that purpose. But I'm thinking, well, what if I want to put it together again? These kind of things are problems. That's when you accumulate boxes of random things that have been grouped together for one purpose that don't otherwise belong together. At what point do you say, okay, they're no longer serving their purpose, put them back in their respective places? These are the tricky, tricky questions of life.
Thanks, New Groove.
And the other thing to take away is, like, I wasn't really very happy with my Angeline video, but I wasn't totally unhappy with it. But what I am happy about is that I haven't done much of this stop action shit, but I realized something pretty fucking important last night that should solve this problem more effectively than I've been. I should be able to do stop action a lot more effectively now that I realized I was doing this thing in a dumb way. I was TEing badly. So I'm kind of looking forward to doing my next stop action thing, but I don't really have any music to do it to. But maybe I'll find a little jam or something, and try it with this other approach because I want to see how much easier it is to make, because I had so much trouble making that video. The video was a hassle and a half. The way I'm doing it is just idiotic. I've got to think of a better way to do it. So I think I figured out the better way to do it, and I almost want to take more still images and try it out before we go to bed tonight. I do think I'm going to wrap this up here shortly, because either go to bed or maybe try that just for a test of concept with a few still images. I want to see how it works. So, are you cool with me in the stream?
Do you mind if I go to bed?
No, of course
Okay,
not.
cool.
I was just saying if you wanted anything else you want to say to the stream before I end it.
We've been going for a while.
Yeah. It was a pretty chill stream tonight, yeah. This is Eric on Klonopin, so he's Klonopin and Adderall. They cancel each other out into this kind of weird awake mush.
Yeah, awake mush.
Awake mush, yeah.
Aw, don't be sad.
Don't be sad. I'll be working on something fun. I promise. Yeah, you guys could work on fun things too, but of course if you were the types who did that, then you wouldn't be here looking at what I work on. You'd be working on stuff.
Thanks, VT. Come and join us on future streams.
Yeah, nice to see you, VT. Have a pleasant evening.